I kind of wanted to go outside for today's vlog. Guess that's not really happening, is it? Although, no. Yesterday, when I wanted to record the vlog, it was beautiful outside, lovely and sunny, not too windy. Today, ooh, it's a bit of a shitter. Didn't do it yesterday because I was recording RimWorld and I thought, I'll get this out of the way, and then the shittier day, I'll do the recording. Stop. Now, I know you guys are used to your fancy schmancy graphics that I give you at Christmas, where I throw things on screen, and everyone's like, they're cute. And it takes me hours in editing. If I'm going to do this monthly thing, I cannot be affording that in any way, shape, or form. So, I mean, I'll give you the occasional graphic, but apart from that, nothing. So at this point, I'm not kind of that sure what I'm talking about. You know, this is maybe a monthly thing, so I guess I talk about my month, I guess. So at the start of the year, I came up with this whole thing of like, no video games and just doing voice acting and guitar and other things, like painting or whatever. However, it turns out that I'd so oversubscribed myself to doing things in January, I had fuck all time left. We went, Star and I went to visit the Dutch boys, Inisan and Engipuk, over in the fair old land of Nether. We had some great times, killed an aboleth in D&D, or half an aboleth, kind of. Very climactic, very cinematic battle sequence. It was fantastic. Star, very good job. Another weekend, I had a friend, a university friend, come to visit. He stayed the entire weekend. We played board games and the like. It was fantastic. Then further, I had a weekend in London where we did the Sherlock Holmes escape room with my dad and a whole bunch of family, and that was a really nice experience. Probably the most high budget escape room I'm ever gonna do. There was a whole 20 minutes video section with Martin Freeman before you even got in the room to do the escape. It was really, really impressive. Hats off to them. I'm not even wearing one, but I would doff. There were smaller D&D days where I had a whole Saturday or Tuesday evening kind of taken up going to see different people. I'm kind of in 4 D&D groups. I don't know how and when that really happened. It just kind of occurred. And sometimes it can be they all happen at once and you're like, well, this is my life now. And it's a great life, don't get me wrong. It's just time consuming. Which actually, speaking of that, I DM one of them for Star and a couple of other old uni friends. For me, I don't know if anyone else gets this, soapbox time, but D&D preparation, Matt Mercer, who is kind of the one person a lot of people reference as kind of the person who gets them into D&D with Critical Role and the rest of it. He was always like, I prepare, for every hour in-game, I prepare 1 hour of prep time that kind of matches 1-to-1. I've never found that's the case. Ever. For me, it's never that simple. I'm always sitting there scratching my head for hours on end, and it just takes up so much time. Not complaining, do love it, just wish it took less of my life. So when it came down to it, throughout the entirety of January, I had one Saturday where I didn't have plans and wasn't in the house. It was the 25th, he says, looking at a calendar. It was the 25th of January. And by the time it got to that point, I'd realised that I'd done nothing. No voice acting. No guitar work. That's what I wanted January to be. I wanted it to be a whole host of new things. And that didn't really materialise at all. So when it came to that Saturday, and I'd done no guitar, I'd done no voice acting, I just kind of got really depressed. Did nothing. And I couldn't do video games. I kept my promise on video games until about the 28th, when I realised that it's been my main form of stress relief for 30 years, pretty much. And if I was denying it on a month, I was kind of stressed with work anyway, because there was one week where I did a 50-hour work week. Hang on. And it just, so I managed it to the 28th, and I had a couple of games and things, and I think on the 30th. And then, on the 31st, I was like, fuck it, I've made it. I'm going to play games with Star because I want to. But it kind of sucked. Didn't do much at all. So now I have plans. I have more of a sort of idea that I want to do more, but I'm being more concrete about it. I'm not saying just do more. I'm trying to get myself a list. I've always kept, where are they? I always keep post-it notes. Oh, that's covered in water. I always no. I always keep post-it notes of different things that I need to be doing. Like either long-term shit or like, oh shit, buy this, buy that. And I've just scattered them throughout the house. I've lost them so much. Like, oh, 1 second. This is a prime example. This notebook here, not accurate. I used it to store post-it notes. And these here, all these notes and post-it notes are about a board game that I was going to make. Called... Oh yes. Called the Isles of Seraphim. There's just one little island that's surrounded by mists and ocean, and every 100 years or so the mists clear and they can send out ships in different directions to these different islands. It lands and there's like ruins of a civilization that used to live there that they then colonize and try and defend from a big monster, so it kind of like ramps up in difficulty. First they're attacked by goblins or whatever, and then it's orcs, and then finally a kraken comes out the sea nearby and just like starts tearing the town apart. And the aim is you're trying to defend it as your characters, and then the mists close in again and the kingdom is cut off. So it's a cyclical game, because then basically every time you play it, 100 years has passed and you're sending ships out again to this land. And I kind of really like that idea. I never really got too far with it. I ended up designing quite a hell of a lot. That was 7 years ago, something like that, 5-7 years ago. And there's always something I had in the back of my mind. But as you know from me, I have a large amount of ideas of what to do and not much commitment behind them. so this is where it got to. Back to the point at hand. I have all these different like post-it notes strewn around the place, and instead I thought what I should do is actually put them onto a spreadsheet. So this is something I actually started yesterday, and it should hopefully give me a much better idea of what I'm actually trying to do in a given week or month, and also not let you forget important dates. I've got tabs for birthdays, I got tabs for Kickstarters that I've backed, so I don't forget about those. So it's like a tab of what you want to watch and what you want to do, and then the main to-do tab is all colour-coded and nice. And I mean, I hope it's going to help. I am under no illusion that I might still fuck up. Story of the life, but it's at least going to give me a shot at it. That's my monthly update for you. That's all I got. I've no idea how many graphics I put in or how much time I spent on this. I have a lot of stuff to do today, and I'm doing it today. But appeasement. Yeah.